Welcome to Ask Rabbit, I Don't Work Here Lady, where a Karen throws herself in front of a moving cart to try to get an innocent person arrested. I have some awesome stories for you today. Let's jump right into it. This first post is titled, I don't care if you don't work here. It's still bad customer service. I was washing my dog at a local pet store. They have public dog baths there with tons of signs about the cost of using them. I was rinsing my dog off when I heard someone ask an employee, "Do you guys trim dog nails here?" I kept rinsing because I don't work there and assumed they were talking to an employee. I also couldn't see them because the dog bath is somewhat tucked behind some shelves. "Excuse me," I heard someone say in an annoying voice. I still didn't look up. I don't work there. From now on, CC will stand for crappy customer. A graying man with a pot belly and a deep voice. I heard the dog wash gate open, so I glanced over my shoulder. There's multiple baths to use there, and saw someone staring at me with their hands up. Crappy customer pulled down their mask and strongly said, "Excuse me, do you trim nails here?" "Oh, I don't think they do, but I don't work here. You'll have to ask someone who does." "But I just asked you. Why would I ask someone else?" "Because I don't work here?" "If you don't work here, why are you washing someone's dog?" "I'm washing my own dog. This is a public dog bath." I pointed at the sign that read, "Dog bath, $10 per use." He said, "So you don't trim nails here? You just wash dogs. How much would it be if I brought 2 dogs in?" I said, "Dude, I don't freaking work here. I just told you that 3 times. Go ask someone else." "I don't care if you don't work here. That's still bad customer service." I already have a short temper with stupid people, but I was getting more than annoyed by crappy customer, especially since he kept getting closer and closer in a gated bathing area and my dog was starting to get agitated by him. I said, "I don't work here, you freaking idiot. I told you over and over again, screw off." My dog started growling, which he only does because of the excitement. He's not aggressive. Crappy customer stormed off, slamming the gate and knocking over some dog treats. I could hear him from the other side of the store yelling at the cashier. "I want his name. Now. I want him fired." The cashier said, "I'm sorry, who are you talking about?" "The employee at the dog wash." The cashier looks in my direction. "I'm the only employee here. That man washing his dog is a customer. Is there something I can do for you?" "Yes. Get your manager on the phone." "But that man is not an employee. I'm actually the only employee here today." "I don't care." The cashier was silent for a few seconds and said, "I just told you he doesn't work here. I'm not calling the manager, but I am going to ask you to leave." The crappy customer then said, "I'm not leaving until you call your manager." The cashier said, "If you don't leave, I'm calling the police." "Screw you! I'm writing a review. This is terrible customer service." Then he stormed out. I've never in my life been confused as an employee anywhere, especially at this pet store. They wear blue shorts. I was wearing a black hoodie. After he was yelling at the cashier, I couldn't tell if he was all there in the head. Either way, I don't work here. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that first story. Before we get into the next few stories, if you guys could please do me a huge favor and hit that like button down below. It really does help the channel out. And make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss any future videos. Alright, this next post is titled, "Am I wearing an orange apron?" I'm a disabled, overweight, and scarily ugly looking woman. I'm into wood art and generally doing DIY at my home in Scotland. I am also a British Army veteran. Due to a back injury I sustained in the military, I can't walk more than a few meters, so I get around on a mobility scooter complete with Armed Forces veteran stickers on it, front and back. I'm proud to have served. My localish big box DIY store famously wears orange. I also believe the company is owned by the same folks that own a US big box store that famously wears orange. I go fairly often enough that I know where many things are. Dressed in jeans, a floral print top, and slip-on shoes. No orange anywhere. I was down the electrical supplies aisle looking for just the right light switches and sockets for the remodel I'm doing in my long hallway at home. I pick one up every now and then to match with the color swatch I've brought with me to see how they look. Most of them I put directly back on the hook I picked it out from, and others go in the basket on the footplate of my scooter. Also in the aisle is an old man. I'd say he's probably in his 80s. He's looking at the shelves but seemingly rather confused. Being nice, I ask him if he's okay. That's mistake number 1. He tells me he's looking for an adapter so he can plug in his electric toothbrush to charge. I know exactly what he needs and show him exactly where they are. Mistake number 2. He smiles and gives me a very grateful thank you, and off he goes happily with his adapter in his hands to the tills. I feel good. I've helped someone out. So I go back to my own shopping, or at least I try to. Excuse me. I turn around to see a young man with a handful of different switches. Which one of these should I use for an internal switch for an external light? I look as if I'm feeling chuffed with being able to help. Mistake number 3. I point to one that has a light on it so you can see when the switch is on. I say, I'd probably use that one so you know if the light is on or off if you can't see the light itself. He smiles happily, dumps all the other switches on a shelf, and starts looking at other items on the shelves. So, I go back to my own shopping. Or at least I try to. Again, enter Karen. Excuse me. Mistake 4. Yes, I reply. Where do I find that stuff to put on walls to fix a hole? It's down the other end of the store, somewhere near the painting supplies, somewhere near the tills. Yes, but where? In which shelf? Not sure, just take a look down there. A member of staff might be able to help better. I need you to show me. Sorry, just look down there. I'm about to pay for my shopping. But you need to show me. I don't know the right stuff. Look down there. There's a big banner by the right aisle. There may be someone there who works here. But you work here. It's your job to help customers. Show me where it is and what I need. Me starting to get annoyed now. It's not my job. I don't work here. Am I wearing an orange apron? Ask someone wearing an orange apron. They will help you. I start trying to roll my scooter forwards toward the tills. Karen, faster than a speeding bullet, steps directly in my path, only an inch or two in front of me. Now, these scooters are heavy and solid and won't take damage from hitting an ankle. There was absolutely nothing I could do to stop quickly enough. Karen shrieks. You hit my leg! You tried to run me down! Ow! And the tears flow. Her shriek alerted a couple of staff members who come running. She ran me down! I want the manager! I want the police! I want an ambulance! I want her fired and arrested! Then a mature-looking man in a suit with a large orange badge with his name and the word manager on it comes running up, also alerted by the shriek and shrouding. He, the manager, asks what happened. Your assistant in the lazy cripple chair, yes, she really said that, tried to kill me. I want her arrested and fired, and I'll sue the store for my injuries. He said, What assistant? This lady doesn't work here. She does, and she tried to run me down. My ankle is probably broken. Note, she's still standing, stomping around, shouting, and generally not behaving like someone with a broken ankle. Maybe a spoiled toddler, though. I say, she asked me where something was. I told her where to look. She got demanding and behaving like a spoiled child, and then deliberately stepped in front of me when I went to leave. No way I could stop in time. Liar! You do work here! I saw you helping 2 other people. Him! Pointing at the young man who stopped to watch the commotion. I then say, yes, I helped. Out of the goodness of my heart because I'm a nice person. That doesn't mean I work here. The young man then says, yeah, she was nice enough to help me. I asked her because I saw her helping out an old bloke. I knew she didn't work here. And then the manager says, yeah, she doesn't. Let's go back to the office and talk about this. Then we'll see what needs doing. And you'll call the police and an ambulance and fire her. So, off we go to the office. Karen remembers her broken ankle and starts putting on a deliberate limp. On the wrong leg, moaning all the way to the office about her broken ankle. In the office, the manager invites Karen to sit. I'm barely in the office as my scooter doesn't have the turning circle to get further in. He turns a CCTV monitor around so we can all see it. He presses some buttons and runs the video back to where I ride into the aisle. I'm seen looking at products. I'm seen talking to the old man. I'm seen taking him to a shelf and passing an adapter to him. I'm seen talking to the young man and pointing at a product in his hands. I'm seen talking to Karen and pointing down the store. She is seen looking angry, with fists clenched, talking at me. I'm seen moving off. She is seen rushing past me and deliberately stepping in my path, where I obviously don't have time to stop. Just so you know, I'm a retired police officer. Do you really want the police and an ambulance? Your ankle is clearly not broken, and it's clear what really happened. Do you really want to get charged for wasting police time? They do that these days, as the police are short of manpower and won't thank you for calling them for what is clearly your own fault. They may even charge you with a hate crime with what I and my staff heard. Or will you just leave the store and not come back? But... Really? Karen wilted. She stands and with no sign of a limp walks out with the member of staff escorting her meekly out. I was thanked for my patience and handed a gift card for your trouble and so you're not put off using the store. I paid for my wares using the gift card which covered the whole cost, plus some more credit remaining on the card for my next visit. I may not help anyone else next time though. Alright, this next post is titled, It Finally Happened. I'm oddly happy. So I live in an apartment complex. 4 apartments with another 4 on the same lot. Mirrors of each other, owned by the same guy. Well, it snowed a bit yesterday, and so today I decided when I got up to help my landlord out since he's an older gentleman, and I grabbed my trusty snow shovel. I started with the walkways leading up to the sidewalk, then started on the part that goes around back to the garages, between the 2 quadplexes. Just my luck, our side drifted, and 6 inches of snow turned into a thigh-deep battle. I may be halfway done with my battle with the drift when someone from the other quadplex comes out and heads toward the garages. Our 2 walkways are separated by about 5 feet of grass and her side is mostly clear. Well, as this woman I've seen once and never spoken to passes me, she flaps her hand to get my attention and goes, "Excuse me?" After about half a second of flapping birding me, I glance up. "Yes?" She waves her hand in the general direction of her apartment. "Put salt on my stair once you're finished." My brain went wild. So many things I could say. So many. So much opportunity for shenanigans. Malicious compliance? Petty revenge? But I'm not much for making people too mad if I can help it. You could say I just try to be nice as a first option. I smiled at her and said, "Sorry, I don't have any," in a super cheerful voice. "Why not? That's super dangerous. See all this snow? What if I slip? What company do you work for? What's the name of it? I'm going to call up my landlord and have your company's contract canceled." My smile just got bigger and bigger as she was talking. "Lady, I don't work here. I live here." I point to my living room window. Her face went instantly red. I was going to mess with her a bit more, but she just muttered something under her breath and hurried off. Gave me the laugh I needed to finish out my morning. Hope you enjoyed. I know I did. Alright, this next post is titled, Crazy Karen Somehow Mistakes 14-year-old for Bartender. My dad used to own an ice rink where we lived. The ice rink had a bar in a pretty big lobby that was really long. Think about 30 feet or 10 meters. I liked to go behind the bar and was allowed to since my dad owned the rink, and I would get lemonade and occasionally get some for my friends too without charging them. One day, I was behind the bar just getting some lemonade like I normally did. While my back was turned to the bar, I heard someone sort of clearing their throat as if to get my attention. I didn't pay any mind to it, assuming they were trying to get the actual bartender, Mary's, attention. After I finished filling up my lemonade, I turned around and saw this lady. She looked unhappy, and I immediately got nervous. I have social anxiety and tend to clam up around adults I don't know, especially when I was younger. Then this exchange happened. The Karen said, "Excuse me, but I've been trying to order drinks and you have been ignoring me." "Ma'am, I didn't know you were talking to me. I don't work here. I'm only behind the bar because..." Her cutting me off. "I need 2 lemonades, a Sprite, a Budweiser, and a Coors Light." "Ma'am, for the last time, I don't work here. I'm 14. Please go see the actual bartender, Mary, and order your drinks." Her starting to get mad. "Then why are you behind the bar? Are you trying to steal drinks?" "No, ma'am. I've been trying to tell you, my dad..." "Get me whoever is in charge right now. You are behaving absolutely unacceptably and not getting me my drinks." At this point, I was on the verge of tears. Fortunately, my dad happened to be in his little office near the bar, which was more like a booth, and I could go get him. I told him what happened in a few brief words, and he actually knew who I was talking about. Apparently, he had kicked out the same lady a few weeks before for abusing Mary. My dad stood up and walked over to this woman. He's about 6.5 feet tall and weighs 210 pounds, so he was pretty intimidating. This lady could have been more than 5'2" and maybe 130 pounds. So when my dad walked over to this lady, you could see a little bit of apprehension on this lady's face. She was still trying to maintain her bluster, but I could also tell she didn't want to be anywhere near my dad. "Hello, is there a problem?"
Yes? Are you the manager here? This bartender is absolutely awful in refusing to serve me drinks.
"Ma'am, I'm the owner of this building, and that is my daughter. She is 14 and is not a bartender." There happened to be a framed newspaper with my dad on the front cover for buying the ice rink right where we were standing, which Karen saw. The color immediately drained out of her face, but for whatever reason, she still tried to throw a fit.
Well, she should still have served me drinks. I didn't know she was 14.
Karen says something really stupid here.
You should give me free skating passes for my trouble.
How Karen didn't know I wasn't a bartender is a mystery to me. I was a little bit tall for my age, around 5'6", but the oldest you could have mistaken me for was maybe 16. I had freaking braces, for crying out loud. My dad was getting pretty angry right now, and he was tired of dealing with this lady. He said, "Actually, aren't you the lady that got thrown out a few weeks ago for being rude to the actual bartender? Because you've been abusing the staff here, you need to leave now, and you are banned from the building as well."
But I didn't know. You can't ban me. You have no right.
Actually, I do. Now get out before I either have to remove you myself or leave before I call the police to file a report for harassment. At this point, Karen realized he wasn't actually kidding and thankfully left. My dad made sure I was okay and I got some more lemonade. Anyways, thanks for reading about my Karen encounter. I hope you like it. Alright, that's going to wrap up today's I Don't Work Here Lady video. I hope you guys enjoyed those 4 stories today. If you did, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button down below. And make sure to leave a comment letting me know what your favorite story was today. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you never miss any future videos. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.